Ladies and gentlemen, big test ahead for Chelsea Football Club. This will determine the nightmare fixtures that are upon us until the next international break will determine where the true level is for Chelsea Football Club under this new manager, Enzo Maresca, where the true level is of our players as well against some top oppositions. Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button as soon as you've come through and you're watching this video and you watch this particular channel on a regular basis. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Let's race towards 40,000 subscribers. We are very, very close. I think, maybe 3,000 away. So let's get there. And make sure you hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Now, we want to set the foundation. Now that the international break is over, we have this set of fixtures that are very, very important and crucial in shaping up our season for the remainder parts of the season. Until the next international break, the 7 fixtures that are coming up, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like this will really determine whether we can really compete for the top 4. Are we even a 5th or a 6th type of team, or are we actually somewhere below that particular level? Big fixtures. We've got Liverpool coming up away from home at Anfield. We've got Panathinaikos in the Conference League, which some are expecting a straightforward win, but I still think could be a tricky away trip to Greece. We've got Newcastle at home. We've got Newcastle away again in the Carabao Cup, which is very important. Man United away from home. We've got Noah. That's probably a fixture that we should be winning. There should be no doubts about that in the Conference League. And then we've got Arsenal at home. Look, before I delve into each and every one of these particular fixtures, I want to call out one particular fixture straight away and say this needs to be a W, and that is this one right here, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester United versus Chelsea away from home at Old Trafford. I want to get this one out of the way before I get deep into the other fixtures and what the expectations are, my expectations, what is, I suppose, a realistic expectation. But straight up, I want to get this one out of the way. This has to be a win. There's no two ways about it. This particular fixture against Man United, ladies and gentlemen, are in so much mess. It's not even funny. We've been bantering and laughing at this football club for months now. If we go to Old Trafford and actually get done, I think the final laugh is going to be on us. So this fixture, don't want to, elaborate any much more than what I've already said, that it is a W undoubtedly, and it has to be in that particular manner. Like, there cannot be any other compromise for this fixture. Straight up W. I think even a draw would be detrimental. I know the record at Old Trafford is not the greatest, and when we've gone there in recent times, like, shocking stuff has happened to us last season. If you remember, McTominay, out of all the players, put 2 against us, could have even had a hat trick. So the embarrassment that Man United's suffering right now, the fact that they're in so much mud at the moment, we need to ensure that we're not the ones that going in there and getting the W. Literally, every team out there are going there and picking up some level of points. We have to get the win. A draw is not going to be good enough. Now, let's start talking about all the other fixtures. Now that that's out, so that is a W. We can mark that down, and that is a realistic expectation. Now, as I said, Liverpool coming up, ladies and gentlemen. We've got, I believe we've got Arsenal as well right before the next international break. And in the mix, we've got a couple of matches against Newcastle, which is going to be very, very tough. Few things straight away. Defense, set pieces. This is a bit of an issue for us. We've got the set piece coach that we brought in last season, midway, I think, last season from Brentford. Bernardo Cueva, I believe his name is. Correct me if I'm wrong. We have to improve in this particular phase of the play. Set pieces against Liverpool, against Arsenal are going to be a nightmare. A massive nightmare. Whether it's in the attacking sense, whether it's in the defensive sense, set pieces against them, they're monsters. Liverpool with Konate, with Virgil van Dijk, Arsenal with Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. They will score goals. They will defend everything that comes their way. We must be well drilled, especially from a defensive standpoint. I don't think we can do too much damage from attacking standpoint against a couple of these oppositions. But from a defensive standpoint, we better be alert, or else we are going to concede. One of their main ways of scoring goals for both Liverpool and Arsenal, more so Arsenal, because they've been scoring quite a lot of goals through Gabriel Magalhaes, is through set pieces. These two teams thrive in set pieces. And not disregarding Newcastle either. Newcastle as well. They've got some pretty big boys, man. Dan Burn in the back line. They can definitely hurt us in set pieces. Number 2, midfield. Midfield battle against all of these oppositions are going to be paramount. These are not Mickey Mouse oppositions. This is why, see that 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest and the earlier draw that we had against Crystal Palace. So important we had won those matches. Look, so far what we've done, as Maresca has said, we are ahead of the game, ahead of expectations, ahead of where we probably, thought we might be. This is what Maresca has been saying. Now, having said that, had we won, and we had the opportunities to win against Nottingham Forest, to win against Crystal Palace, it would have put us in a solid position right now. Nonetheless, yes, we are still in the top 4. We are 4th. So far, we've done very well. We've picked up some really good points. We've played some really good football in terms of attack, but there are distinct flaws, and we cannot deny it. There are distinct flaws in defense. Defenders at times look shaky, besides probably Levi Colwill, who's looked very solid over the last couple of months. Besides Levi Colwill, Wesley Fofana. Whoever else, whether it's Tosin probably in the last few games has looked all right, but he hasn't been able to solidify a position in the starting lineup. Defensively, we've looked shaky. Midfield, we've looked shaky. And talking about midfield, as I said, these oppositions, they will press hard. Liverpool, Newcastle, Arsenal, they thrive in winning duels. They thrive in winning the second ball. They will put ultimate pressure when it comes to pressing. What is the combination? Is it going to be Moses Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Romeo Lavia? Who's it going to be? In the mix, we've got a couple of Conference League matches, of course, against Panathinaikos and Noah FC. We can potentially rotate. We definitely will have to rotate. The likes of Keenan Dewsbury Hall probably feature in midfield, and Renato Vega potentially might feature in midfield. And Renato Vega might be one of those players that might have to feature in midfield against some of those other quality oppositions in the Premier League. We probably might have to look into his skill set in that midfield position. If you look at the stats, we don't win enough duels in midfield, man. We just don't. Besides Moses Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez's winning duel stats are not the greatest. Just have a look by yourself. And from an attacking point, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot fluff opportunities. Players like Cole Palmer will definitely stand up. Nkunku has been doing really well in the past couple of months, whether it's been for the club, whether it's been for the international level. But he hasn't been able to solidify a position in the starting lineup. He's been coming off the bench, or he's been playing in the Conference League, but he's been doing well. He might have to have a big say in the upcoming fixtures. But the players like Jackson, Madueke, I expect a lot more. Even though they've been doing well, they have been. There are many other facets of their game they've been doing really well. But when it comes to in front of the goals, they've got to put their chances away. These are not fixtures that we can joke about. You may not even get that much chances. So when it does fall for you, you've got to eat it up. We have to show clinicality. We have to show this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is it for me. Liverpool, Panathinaikos also very tough. Newcastle, Man United, Arsenal. We have to show, have we grown as a football club? This is the third season under the new ownership. Have we grown? What is the mentality of the players? How do we carry ourselves? What has Maresca really drilled into this particular team? Are we maturing as a football club? All of these questions will have to be answered in this phase of play until the next international break. And this will determine whether we're truly a top four club, or are we a fifth, sixth, or are we even below? So for me, ladies and gentlemen, look, my minimum expectations against Liverpool is bare minimum a draw. And I think the scary part is if you start off with a loss in this particular match, the first fixture after the international break, it could really start spiraling backwards, spiraling down big time. One loss and the fixtures don't get any easier. I know there's Panathinaikos in between, but as I said, Panathinaikos, most Greek fans out there, I've got a lot of Greek neighbors, and they'll tell you, Panathinaikos are no joke. They've recently lost a player. They've recently lost George Baldock, I believe that's his name, passed away. So there's going to be that emotional factor going into that match for Panathinaikos. They'll be doing their level best to win that. Newcastle, that one at home, I expect to win. Expect bare minimum a draw against Liverpool. If we can get a victory against Liverpool, beautiful. But a bare minimum a draw. Expect a win against Panathinaikos. I expect a win at home against Newcastle. It's needed, or else it's going to be a very, very difficult season. You don't pick up the right amount of points against Liverpool, you don't pick up the right amount of points against Newcastle at home, you're going to be in trouble. Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, we have to go as far as possible in this domestic competition. We have to pick up some silverware this season. It's a must. Our players need some level of belief by picking up trophies. Same thing with our manager. Same thing with our sporting directors. They need to have silverware against their name, and our owners. So that one, away from home, not going to be easy one bit, but the expectation will be to win. I'm not expecting Chelsea to crash out. Man United, as I said, from the get-go, that's a W, and I'm not even thinking about that. And if it's not, there will be some form of meltdown if we're not picking up a W against Man United. Chelsea versus Noah, that's a straightforward. At home, we should be winning that, even with the rotated squad. And even our rotated squad is a strong squad. Rotated team is a strong team. And that one at home to Arsenal, at a bare minimum, once again, a draw. We have to. Against these top oppositions, top six oppositions, especially Liverpool and Arsenal. I know Newcastle probably dropped a little bit in recent times, but Liverpool and Arsenal against top six opposition. Well, don't even worry about top six. Top four oppositions. Title contenders. Against title contenders, we need to show what we can bring to the table. We cannot just fold and bend over backwards and pick up that L. It cannot be like that. So for me, ladies and gentlemen, in the Premier League, 2 draws, one against Liverpool, one against Arsenal, minimum, at a bare minimum, and 2 wins, one against Man United and one against Newcastle. And that will have us set up beautifully for this particular season, competing for the top 4. Even, for someone like me, I don't mind if we end up being 5th, at the least 6th, and then progress from there next season. But this is a great opportunity for us to compete for the top four. And that seems to be the ambition for the football club as well, for Chelsea. And for, when you see the players coming out and talking as well in press conferences or interviews, they are saying they want to get top four. And we as a football club need to get back into top four. Whole heap of financial implications. We don't even have a front of shirt sponsorship as yet. And there's some issues that's happening around that spectrum of things with Nike, who's our sponsor right now, shirt sponsor. Apparently, they've got some issues. The fact that we don't have a front of shirt sponsor. And one of the biggest reasons of not having a front of shirt sponsor is we need to get back into Champions League. So I fully understand. We have to get back into Champions League. And in order to do that, we've got to start picking up these points. So, ladies and gentlemen, my minimum expectations is 2 draws, 2 wins in the Premier League, and 2 wins in the Conference League in the upcoming 7 big fixtures. Anything less than that, we pick up an L here and there, and I think that might be very detrimental for the progression of the season, especially in the Premier League. But yeah, this will really give us where we are. This will really show us. It will determine where the level of Chelsea Football Club is. So overall, looking at 4 matches, 12 points, 8 points out of 12, 8 out of 12 points, and picking up 2 victories in the Conference League. That is my minimum expectation, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts moving into this new season, moving into the next phase up until the next international break. Let me know your thoughts, your expectation, where you feel is the minimum level that is required in order to have a successful season moving forward. So let me know your thoughts. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, take care. See ya.